Accessing files.
What up, what up, what up? We are back. Random Chaos Podcast.
Hi, guys.
That's Q. That is Q.
Q. I don't have a tagline. I'm sorry. Next person. Wait. Let me tag you in.
It's been a
It's
long
Pryme.
time.
Yes.
That's right.
And that's the homie,
What's up?
Roland. So, yeah, we got to get the rust. It's very rusty here, but there's been a lot of things. There's definitely an elephant in the room we need to address, which has already been addressed. It seems that not only COVID-19, the virus, is upon us, but that actually gave light to an either gotta say it right, more dangerous underlying issue or illness that's been in America for the longest since its inception, and that's racism. And I think the fact that we've all been like forced to stay in for so long, the whole world was able to observe and watch a lot of things all at the same time through the help of social media, a lot of graphic things that you just can't unsee. And so the best part that I can truly say is that there is change occurring all around. Now, my point about change is some people are complaining about change. Here's the thing. If you are about change, just know that not all parts of change you're not going to particularly like, because change as a whole has got many different parts to it, many different moving parts to it. So just know that if you're really about it, there are ways to you can protest. I'm going to put links in the description. You can donate. If you don't want to leave. You can donate from the calm and peace and safeness from your house. There's so many ways to contribute. Also, I want to say this, and I'm tired of saying this. For some reason, people are saying Black Lives Matter is a political movement. It is not a political movement. It is just that, as a statement, is that Black Lives Matter. Now, whoever has an ulterior motive or other agendas with that using that politically, we can't do anything with that. There's always going to be things to be undermined. But I can tell you the majority of the people that have those signs up that everybody's trying to rip down, it just simply means that, yes. And also, we realize that all lives matter. No shit. We know all lives matter. But there is a problem when all lives don't have to deal with some of the systematic things and injustices. The people that are paid to protect us it seems not all. Now, again, I know all policemen are not bad people. Let me say that. But there are some that it comes across like they're paid assassins. So, and these are people that are paid to police our community. Shout out to Game Changer Podcast, JL Jupiter, and Triana. It was a really good podcast last episode. They brought up something that really sparked something, was that a problem with policing and even store owners in the communities is that they're not a part of the community. And some of them are not even trying to be a part of the community. So in other words, you have people that own these stores that these communities have little baseball teams, basketball teams for the kids. Do y'all contribute and somehow give back to the community that supports you? And on the other hand, with police officers that are paid to protect us, some of those people, of course, are not from the community. They come, it's just a job, they leave. And so without you having any interaction with the children or the people of the community, of course, you're going to have your own misconceptions about things that you see going on. Not everybody is a bad person. And the same goes for us. Not every police officer is a bad person. So there needs to be, the bridge needs to be gapped. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
There's the gap needs to be bridged.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I caught that. So, but yeah, I just think that if a bigger problem with this divide is that people are not members of the community, and they need to make more of an attempt to be a part of the community that you work, that you come to, that you're, like I said, your policemen are paid to protect us. People who own things in the community don't just come, open shop, take the money and leave. You're a part. This community is supporting you. You can give back. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you how to give back, but I'm telling you that is one of the main problems on both ends of the spectrum, is that people are not members of these communities. So, also want to say rest in peace. Everybody said it, so we're going to say it on our podcast. Rest in peace, George Floyd, Briana Taylor, Ahmaud Abrey, Sean Bell, Rayshard Brooks, and everybody else that has gone through or who is no longer with us, who is watching over us. We have not forgotten you. We love you, and we will not let this go. And I know you guys know that the whole world, just know that the whole planet has seen these things now. It's no longer, well, it's not this, it's this, it's that. No, everybody has seen the footage of these things. So I just wanted to lead us off the podcast, the show, with just these observations, and just paying respects. So, what else? Okay, so I want to bring this up. The whole NASCAR with Bubba. What's his last name?
Wallace, I think.
Bubba Wallace. I guess it seems that the noose that was found in his garage, the FBI was not going to press criminal charges due to the fact that they don't feel that it was racially motivated. And he claims that in all his years of racing, he's never been in the garage that had I think they were calling it a pull down. It was what they originally called it, was a pull down. Yeah. But he saw it laying down as a noose, and he said he's never seen anything like that. So I don't know what's going on that, but I just what I really wanted to get to was the whole Confederate flag thing and how people are really upset about the Confederate flag. I really think that some people don't really understand the history and nature of things. I think because something is passed on from generation to generation to generation, that they embrace that, not because of what it stands for. And not saying that there are those out there that know exactly what it stands for, but what I'm saying is also there's another side that embrace things just because it's part of their family history and never really want to do the due diligence of what the significance is and why there's an uproar about it, So I just think that I just think that there are some people that just want to remain, I hate to say this, that just want to remain ignorant on certain situations. We all know what the flag and even the statues, Robert E. Lee, we know what these things represent. And people are really upset. And it's like, are you upset because of what they represented? Or are you upset because it is just part of something that you see every day and they're tearing it down? So that's something you need to really ask yourself. And so that, I don't know if you guys remember, was it Robert Paisley? Country western singer. I think I'm saying it, Robert Paisley. LL Cool J and Robert Paisley had a song together.
Or Brad Paisley.
I'm sorry, Brad Paisley. Excuse me. Brad Paisley had a song together. I don't know if everybody remembers this, but and LL kind of what do you call it? He co-signed Brad Paisley use of the Confederate flag, and LL was saying, well, everybody comes from a different side of life, and this is part of their heritage. And this is years ago, but I'm just curious now as to what his view is on that now, like after everything that has occurred. I just wanted to bring that up. I'm not pointing fingers. I just remembered that, and I'm just curious because of what the climate is right now. I'm just curious of what his thoughts are now. So all right, moving on. So what else? What else? You wanted to bring something up.
Yeah, you went through a lot.
I had to. I had to get because it's been 3 months since we've been. I had to get all that, but I think I did it pretty good. It's concise, I'm
just gonna put it in reverse for a minute. Back it up.
Oh yeah. Do you have anything to add? Does anybody have anything to add? Sorry.
Thanks, it's a podcast.
Rolling in the heartland.
Yeah.
No,
You roll, yeah.
Good, a lot of great points.
You did. You went through a lot. I was making mental notes, but I'm trying to.
I apologize.
No.
It's been a while. Again, we were rusty, so yeah.
Just going back to your first topic about the unfortunate, tragic incident that happened. Just adding on to that, we were talking before the podcast came on. I was telling you I was reading the business magazine, and Camden was in it. And 2 points that I want to make. The first point is that, yes, the police officers are definitely responsible for their individual actions. But a good point that the article brought up is that it starts with the laws enacted as well. You know, for example, the guy in New York who was strangled to death because he was selling loose cigarettes.
Right.
There's a law in New York saying that you can't sell tax-free cigarettes. That's mostly because New York wants part of that revenue.
Right.
Like the laws sometimes are too frivolous.
Mm-hmm.
And you see how it trickles down, becomes a tragedy when you have a person who has a hair trigger personality. So they take something very small, like a possibly fake $10 bill, and now that person isn't here anymore.
Right.
Right. Like when it could have easily went a different way had the laws been, put forth differently.
Exactly.
Brianna Taylor, they were saying the no knock. They was like a judge had to sign that warrant.
Yep.
A prosecutor had to, okay it. It had to go through several hands before it got to them going in her door and taking her life. Did anybody stop to think, is this a good idea? You know what I mean? Yeah. Is this the right address? Does that guy even live there anymore? Lawnside, remember the incident in Lawnside where the people had been living there for like 10, 15 years?
Yeah.
And they had their door busted down because of a person that they had no association with who had lived there like 20 years ago.
Right.
That was the last known address for that person.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, a judge had to sign that. A prosecutor had to put it out. Somebody had to it changed a few hands before they went to the wrong address.
And they didn't do the research to find out if someone...
Exactly. There's so many, like the laws and the people who enforce the laws, all of that needs to be looked at differently.
Yeah, because if you have that much, it's like giving somebody the green light to assassinate. Because those guys for Brianna Taylor didn't, of course they didn't knock, but I believe they just opened the door and started shooting. Or actually, I think they started shooting through the window. Who does that?
I mean, the young lady that was killed when she was babysitting her nephew, again, somebody was like, I think something's wrong. They went in blaze of glory, but Camden was also in there because they basically dismantled and rebuilt their police force from the ground up. And they do a lot of community, like you were saying, they try to interact with the community.
So I was when I first heard defund, I'm like, whoa.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
I don't know what that means, so I'm not going to speak on it. However, it doesn't mean to... I don't know.
No, it doesn't mean to it doesn't mean to dismantle the force. Basically, if I'm understanding it correctly, it basically means to just take some of the funds that the police department, police force is utilizing and give that to different resources, divert that to different resources. And actually what it does is it cuts down, I believe, the jurisdiction of the police officers as far as what they are capable of policing, as far as the reach, what they're able to get combat against. Like it lowers. If I'm probably messing this up, but it's something to that nature. You're not dismantling the force. You're just you're just relocating the resources the funds to another. You're diverting
that's
it to
another
another.
thing. The police shouldn't be militarized.
No.
You know, a lot of these I read, saw, actually it was like a YouTube video years ago. They were saying how like a lot of these townships were getting these big government funds, you know, all these millions of dollars and buying like stuff that they didn't need, you know, and now you got a local military instead of a local police.
Right.
So now the fear factor is higher, like,
Yeah.
you know, for what happens. But I mean, two things that might, you know, that people have been talking about is one is individual, like the township, the municipality would no longer be responsible for like, if an incident like this happens, the individual officers would have to get their own liability insurance because it creates more accountability.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you do something and you're found accountable now, your insurance has to pay that. And that's your money, you know, your property that's on the line. So that creates more accountability.
Right.
And another thing they were talking about, I'm not sure if it was in New Jersey, but they were saying something like police officers would have to get some kind of a license or something like that to operate as a police officer. It's like you have to get one when you're a barber or a nail tech or something like that. You have to get something stating that you are fit of mind to become a police officer. Not just academy training, but something saying that you are fit to do this job and you have to get it renewed.
Right.
On a regular basis.
Right.
You know, that's also a lot of people become officers, and after seeing so many things after so many years, some people, it's a possibility, you know, that they become a little, you know, disassociated with the people they're supposed to be protecting. So having to go through that constant licensure, you know, might help as well. Some people might not be fit for that position anymore.
That's
you
right.
know? So
that's very true. Some people are overworked. I mean, you name it, you know, but we don't want to get to the point where we're actually making excuses for someone taking lives. Like that's just too, you're walking around carrying weaponry to stop someone's life.
Right.
And we don't need you making the mistake of taking out somebody just because they might wrestle with you a little bit. Because honestly, the police have to understand, just to know that the mystique that surrounds them and we're fearful of, this is the exact opposite, that they're fearful of some of us.
Right.
So we kind of counteract each other. You know what I mean? We go against each other. We get afraid on their end and on our end. We start panicking. We freaking out because we don't. Nobody wants to be handcuffed and pressed to the ground. I mean, and not saying that whoever that they're trying to subdue did not warrant anything to be arrested. Now, how you're detaining somebody definitely needs to be changed, because some of the things we've been seeing lately is just and it's not, you know what, let me stop saying lately. This has always been going on. This has been going on forever.
That Richard Pryor thing
Richard Pryor, look it up. He's, you know,
Dave Chappelle did.
Dave
Chappelle.
Was
really good.
It was 8:46, 8 minutes 46 seconds.
Yeah, the time.
Powerful. And I don't even. I mean, it was comedy, but it was done.
He brought it to him for real.
I can't even say.
Did you watch it, Roland?
I want to. I have not.
Oh man, I watched like a section of. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was the part I watched was like really powerful.
Do we classify that as comedy? Because it was
I
just
didn't think it was comedy.
That's what
I think
I'm saying. It was
just
very serious. Like
airing some things out. Like he took his celebrity.
Yeah.
And just put the truth in front of everybody.
Exactly.
It wasn't meant to be humorous. It wasn't meant to get a quick laugh. It was meant to be like, this is what happened.
Yeah.
This is not good.
Yeah.
All of us are playing a part in, you know, this happening some kind of way by either being nonchalant about it, putting on blinders, you know, or whatever the case may be. We all need to know about it so we all can do a part to like help change it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, I do, and I agree with all of your points. I do have a lot of friends who are police officers, coworkers whose husbands are police officers, and they're stand-up, great people. And the majority of the police force are good people.
Oh, yeah.
However, I do also think that there does need to be reform. There does need to be accountability. And there needs to, I think, like, again, I can't confirm nor, you know, well, I can't confirm how accurate these graphs are, or you know, what you gotta like take what you see. Some of these information, these graphs that you see.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But it seems to me. Did you see like how much training like people from like England and versus our police force?
Yeah.
It's like again, I can't confirm the
And
accuracy of it, but it looks like
Did they receive more or less?
that the
On average.
the
Yes.
police force receives like the least amount of training.
Here?
Yeah.
Here,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I would say England is more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or like in Europe and other places. So yeah, I do
And they don't
think,
carry. Do they carry? I don't think they carry guns.
I think
The
they
guy in
they have,
Woodland.
Somebody didn't carry.
The guy in Woodland, he was a young guy. Remember? He pepper sprayed that boy in Woodland, a teenager. And he had been to like 9 different police forces within like the last year or so.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I
so it's
don't.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
like,
that needs to be accounted.
Definitely the-
the
It has to
training
be-
definitely
and
needs
the
to be
license,
addressed.
I like the whole license.
yeah,
Right.
I think that's a good way. Just to make sure everybody is still focused
keep everyone in check.
on the task at hand.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because eventually if you I don't know, somehow that energy, not everybody again, somehow that just becomes corrupted. I don't know what it is. And the police force in itself, just generally, they're in a bubble because clearly I know they're watching the same thing we are, and you see things of them going right back to doing the same things that they're actually under fire for.
Mm-hmm.
So they're in this protective bubble, or at least let me say, some are in this protective bubble, and some have that thought process. It's like, they're used to doing it. Clearly, it's like, dude, we're taped, and and while they're being taped, they're just clearly doing what they want. You know what I mean? So that just needs to be addressed. Absolutely needs. So again, I'm glad that these things are getting more light than they've been getting ever before. So
and don't stop.
no,
Right.
Fighting.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
how long did the the sit-ins take? That took like over a year. Like
Yeah.
And that's kind of like my fears.
Oh, I saw that post you did.
Yeah.
That was really
So-
really interesting about how each civil right movement,
Oh
the
yeah,
length of time
yeah,
each one took
yeah.
before it
took a long
got the
time.
change.
Yeah, it took a long time, and
Yep.
and I just everyone.
I
just
definitely see a
keep-
change, but again, is it going to be
It's gonna take a long time.
temporary
I don't
or is it
think-
going to be ongoing?
I don't think I'll see the change that we want in my
well,
lifetime.
I mean,
but
in the mentality of people.
oh well, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I see it. Like when I was out walking, I told you when I was walking with my
Oh,
girlfriend.
yeah.
People were going out of their way to be like, "Good morning" to us. I mean, people would go past, double back, and be like, "Good morning, ladies." Like, okay,
Yeah.
what is this?
Well, all I ask is keep that same energy. This is not a fad or a trend. This is life. This is permanent.
Right.
This is here to stay. This movement, again, it's not political. We have been saying this since the beginning, and we're not going to stop saying that our lives matter too.
Just matter. Just matter.
Yeah. Oh man. So, are we? Anybody else got anything to say
I
on this?
forgot the other stuff you talked about. Like you went through like a list. What was the other stuff?
Well, I brought up
We're at 23 minutes.
the NASCAR. NASCAR was I think that's the last because I brought up Ahmaud Abrey, George Floyd, Briana Taylor, Confederate flag, Paisley, LL.
Okay.
I think that was pretty much. Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
We actually we ran through everything except for 2 like side things that that have nothing to do with the topic at hand. But
Yeah.
We got a little bit of time.
I mean, the Confederate flag. All right. I think you're right. Like, people get caught up in the history and the tradition, and they don't realize that same proud history and tradition for you is like a terror.
It's painful for us.
And a pain.
It's a reminder
for
of the
other
darkness,
people. Yeah.
But I'm not
Like,
taking
the country literally went to war because other people. Juneteenth.
Right.
Happy Juneteenth.
Right.
I had no idea, and I'll be honest, I didn't know until about maybe 10 years ago what Juneteenth was. It wasn't something that was really talked about in school.
Right.
My family didn't talk about it. It was just something that kind of just showed up at the door like, Juneteenth, what is that? People were holding people as slaves that were free.
Right.
You know?
An extra couple years, right?
Right.
Yeah,
that
so.
needs to be more recognized
Absolutely.
and acknowledged and like talked about. You
Right.
know? Like, people
Right.
really went to war because other people said, no, I don't want to let this person not be under my ownership.
Right.
That's serious.
Of
you know,
course.
and that Confederate flag is a reminder of
and
that.
so is some of them statues. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're changing
high schools are getting changed.
Woodrow Wilson in Camden. They're going to change the name of Woodrow Wilson. Rutgers is taking down a mural of like a Native American. Somebody said is like racially inaccurate.
Right.
Like people are really going through the books.
Well, as I said, it just goes to show you that unfortunately, the country was built by the majority by us, but was not intended for us.
That's deep.
Clearly, I hate that, but how long are you going to bury that? Right. How long do you think that's going to? How long are we going to live in this bubble? And again, it's coming apart. And like I said, some people just are number one are afraid of change. Some people don't want change because they want things to stay the same. And
Agent Orange.
And change is a part of life, evolution. Things have to change. It can't stay like this forever, especially if it's based on a whole bunch of damn lies.
Right.
Starting from history, Christopher Columbus. And, come on, I don't even have to go into that.
Y'all. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't need to go into any of that. We know where I'm going with that.
Sit down and think about that one, like,
Yeah. So.
They already do Native American Day, I think, instead of Christopher Columbus Day in some like southwestern states. They do like Native American Day.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
It's a start. That's what I said. Like it just things.
It's gotta take time.
Yeah,
it's still young. It's
absolutely, but I just the fact that it's being recognized.
Exactly.
Right.
This is the start.
Exactly the fact that this is recognized that we as Americans have had a dark past, and the dark past has created, for the most part, I love where I live. Despite all the craziness, but it has created this big melting pot of talented, strong,
and that's our strength. It's our melting potness.
People, right? Right.
The diversity,
exactly,
and culture that we all bring.
Exactly, but it is rooted
wonderful and new.
It is rooted absolutely in the darkness that they tried to rewrite the other way, and what's in the dark comes to the light eventually.
Right.
It's just how it works.
Right.
That's just how it works. So,
cool.
Anybody got anything else to add?
I don't think so.
I didn't get to any of the other points that I got to, but Ed is cool because
that's okay. That was a good chat.
Yeah. So
this is only the beginning. Yeah. Everybody, do your part, whatever that, and do it in your own way.
Yes.
Like
there's, like I said, I'm going to post links. Yeah. You can protest.
Whatever's comfortable for you.
Yeah. You can. Yeah. There's even there's a YouTube channel where you could donate. I'll put the links to all of that. You don't have to leave your house. You can sit down and chill and still donate your time, effort in a way that is concise or that fits your needs. So that's pretty much it. So Random Chaos, almost forgot the name of the podcast. Random Chaos episode 5. We out. Peace.
Bye, guys.